Wow, that's fascinating. That many terminals. At the beginning, what did you envision Ryan Maestro to be able to do?
There's really two major goals I had for it. One of them was to solve that parallelism problem, right? I had so many parallel agents. I needed something to manage my daily interaction with them. You can think of them almost like a team. How am I communicating with my team? So that was the first challenge. The second challenge is I found myself having to babysit the AI. Like I would be watching it, I would give it an instruction, it would go off for 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Then it would come back and it would need, the next instruction. And so that's not really conducive to, ideally, it's going to work while I'm sleeping. It's going to work while I'm doing something else. It's going to work while I'm AFK. And so that was the second goal of Maestro is how can we get longer unattended run times? And I had a friend, Ron Eddings, he came up with this clever solution. He's like, look, part of the problem is just context rot. As you talk to these AI agents and the document basically that you're working on with it, that conversation is getting longer and longer and starting to reach the end, it becomes confused. And in general, the longer it goes, the worse it gets. About 60%, you should start getting iffy. By 80%, you're going to start seeing issues. And it's time for either some kind of compression or to start a new context, which basically means you've lobotomized it. You got to start all over again, teaching it and explain to it what you're working on. So his tactic was simple. Let's just make a document and it has markdown tasks in it. And let's just tell the agent, hey, go do the first task in the document. And then when it's done, it just runs again. So simple bash script, right? Just run through it until there's no tasks left. Later, someone actually had the same thought and they called it Ralph Wiggum. It became an open source plugin for Claude Code, later became officially part of Claude Code. And it's one of the top open source projects, kind of took the initial like vibe coding world by storm. Although I still credit my friend Ron Eddings for being the inception of what Maestro does is it takes that concept and it provides a visual, delightful desktop experience. So I'm not having to write shell scripts, but I can just create markdown documents and put them in a list and reorder them and loop them and just hit go and let the AI just slowly but surely with a fresh context per task go through each one. And now I regularly get multi-hour run times. I regularly get over 12 hours. My peak is 21 hours. The record in the Maestro community is 2.5 days, which is just
Wow.
obscene to think about.
Yes. Yes.
There's an organization called METR, and they provide insights into the efficacy of the code quality output versus how many hours it can go unattended. And they show all the different models and how, of course, the newer models can go further and more efficient. But it's something like 30% success rate under 5 hours. Like I'm easily empirically seeing 80% success rate with 12 hours, 20 hours, no problem. It's extremely it's changed the way that I work. Basically, I'm spending my days polishing what the AI did last night while I'm interacting with the AI through the day, and then working with the AI to create specification documents to run on the next night. And I'm like a 24/7 one-man shop now.